this thing even? Oh, hey guys, welcome back to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. Sit back and enjoy the show, Richardson, because today we're checking out the Epson QB1000 4K projector. But I want you to look at this. Look at that beautiful picture there, because I do need to talk about later on, but I'm gonna need to talk about this, man. Today's video sponsor, Elite Screens, because I always tell you, that's a hippos can be cute. Look at this, bro. I'm so easily distracted, but I'm always telling you how a projector is only gonna be as good as the screen it's casting on. And today we're checking out this Elite Screens acoustically transparent screen, which is doing the job here. It's actually letting the projector live to its full potential, because I am actually casting this image. You see this right here? We're in the ocean right now. You see this? Okay, we're in the ocean, but I'm in an ambient lit room because it's also ambient light rejecting. Check this out, man. I got ambient light coming in through there. And then on my right, can you see that right there? Can you see that? I got a whole, yeah, that's a lot of light coming through, bro. Let me straighten yourself out. There you go. Get that window out of there. And there we go. All right, let's get serious. Okay. All right, you know I can't be serious. We need to talk about some stuff. But first, I need you to look at that frog. Look at the colors, look at the saturation, look at the dynamic range, look at the contrast. Beautiful imagery coming out of the QB1000. It's a fantastic projector coming in at $8,000. Okay, fine. $7,999 is what you're gonna have to drop in order to get one of these bad boys. But I ain't mad at it. You know why? Because I've done videos on quite a few lifestyle projectors, and they all kind of, you know, they're great, but then they're missing some stuff that you might want, right? I've kind of checked out a couple of like I wouldn't say, let's say prosumer, okay? Like home cinema projectors. Checked out one or two of those. This is actually one of them. But the QB1000 is a great blend of three type of projectors, which would be a lifestyle projector, home cinema, and even pro cinema projectors. It blends all three very nicely. And that's why I'm not really upset about this $8,000 price tag. It does a great job of usability for the consumer and flexibility for the consumer, but you also get a lot of professional like cinema stuff built into it. First is going to be that processor. Processing is super important. Not every manufacturer, not every processor is going to be created equal. Okay. I've seen where like companies will take a processor, like a third-party processor, cram it in their gear and as a plug and play, and we know how that works. It really doesn't work out. We all call it out and it's just bad. I don't know if Epson really builds their processors in-house or not. I cannot testify to that, but what I do know is theirs works really well. Look at the imagery right here. All right, so the Epson QZX processor, it does this in real time, man. It processes the color, dynamic contrast, HDR, and tone mapping, and a whole bunch of other stuff as you're watching your content in real time, making sure you're always getting the best picture. I can really appreciate that, because I hate to admit it, man, but I've kind of become almost like a pixel peeping, like content snob. You guys made me this way. I don't want to be, I didn't choose this. You guys made me this way. And so I look for these things, and the processor is always on the job when it comes to watching your content on this particular projector. Now I want you to look at this sunrise right here. I'm assuming it's a sunrise because I don't see too many like deep amber hues. That's got to be a sunrise. But anyways, that's exactly what I was talking about. Real-time color enhancements and dynamic contrast on the fly as you're watching it. So nothing looks bad. It all looks just fantastic, and it's just working behind the scenes. As far as hardware goes, Epson throws in pretty much everything you need, including a 12-volt trigger output. But they also give you two HDMI 2.1 HDMIs, two of those bad boys, but only one of them is going to support HDMI ARC and eARC. It also has a 3-axis motorized lens shift. So as far as fixing your picture, look, my throw distance right now is about 11.5, almost 12 feet, right? So this thing has optical zoom and that 3-axis lens shift, so you can set this thing up proper. It even has micro adjustments you can use. And that's what I'm talking about with this user-friendly aspect, kind of like a lifestyle projector would give you, right? But it does all that without helping or without distorting the picture, which is more than I can say for a lot of projectors, because as soon as you start tweaking, your picture to get it to fit inside of your projector screen area, you start messing with the image, man. And sometimes you can see that because your image will be a little bit skewed and sometimes even a little bit blurry. It's impossible to get some of those images sharp, but not with the Epson QB1000, man. I'm looking, what is that? Dude, don't go in the ocean, man. That's why I don't be fooling around down there. There's weird stuff down there. Did you see that? Now, there are quite a few cute and friendly sea creatures down there in the ocean, such as Mr. Turtle right here. Is that a turtle? Tortoise? I don't know what that is, but he's cute. Either way, he reminded me to tell you that this thing is actually capable of 120 hertz refresh rate, and you can game at 4K 120 frames per second. Dude, that's clutch. So if you're a gamer, you can actually game on the biggest screen you can possibly cram into your house. And don't worry about the brightness. You'll be able to see it all because you're cranking out up to 3,300 lumens. But before we delve into how bright this thing can get, I want to go ahead and let our video sponsor drop a quick word. If you want to clean up the aesthetics of your home theater, or even if you're tight on space to put your speakers, you might just want to take a look at this Elite Screen Starling Tab Tension CineGrey 4D acoustically transparent screen. Straight up, I didn't even know these things existed before a few weeks ago, but this is definitely what a lot of us home theater enthusiasts need in our setups. This one drops down and raises the screen electronically using the Swift RC1 control system. This way you can program it to drop down to that custom sweet spot every time you sit down to watch your content. Because it's acoustically transparent, you can even place your speakers behind it and still get the full sound out of your audio system. And in some cases, this might even allow you to go for that even bigger screen size. Wink, wink. But just because it allows the sound to pass through, don't think it compromises on the visuals. Elite Screens threw in the premium treatment with angular reflective technology that mitigates the light reflection to reduce projector light scattering. And it wouldn't be an Elite Screen if it didn't have their CineGrey 4D ambient light rejecting materials. All of this means is that you can use the screen in a lit room, and when you do decide to go full cinema and turn off the lights, you'll get better black levels and color saturation for contrast-rich images. Hey man, I've been a home theater enthusiast long enough to know whatever projector you're using, it's only going to be as good as the screen you're projecting it on. And in this case, the screen is pulling double duty by giving you a great image and more flexibility with your audio setup. Good looking out, Elite Screens. You definitely came in clutch with this one. All right, guys, thanks for checking that out. I told you the screen was nice, didn't I? Come on, man. You know I'd never steer you wrong. Click the link in the description so you can find out where you can get you one from. Now let's get back to the lumens. Up to 3,300 of them, because you can't do 3,300 lumens just out of the box, man. You got to have options. And that's where I talk about how this thing really does blend the combination of a lifestyle projector, prosumer, and then pro cinema projector all in one, because they give you the capability of like professional grade stuff, but they make it so user friendly and package it up. It's almost like a lifestyle projector that does professional stuff. It's crazy. Anyways, you just pick up the remote, okay? We got to talk about this remote a little bit later. You hit that menu button, right? And you can see it says frequently used items, because I'm always up in here tinkering with stuff. But as you can see, it says light output 50%. That's low/eco mode. I already showed you that I'm in an ambient lit room with light just blaring through my stairwell and through this window right here. But at 50%, I've got plenty of brightness to see this stuff. Like, it's beautiful. But here's a caveat. I can barely hear this fan at all. Like the fan inside of the projector, you don't like hardly hear it at all. If you listen closely and your dog isn't snoring aggressively like Raylan is over there. Anyways, but you can't hear that fan, right? But as you turn it up to the H, which I guess will be higher, you get to the normal mode, and that gets mega bright. But it doesn't distort the picture or blow out the picture. That's that processor working that I was telling you about. The processor comes in clutch. But picture's beautiful. It's nice and bright. Dude, ambient lights. Like the combination of projector screen with this QB1000. Let's say you're going to watch the big game. It is coming up. God, I hope the Chiefs are not in that game. God dog it. I'm so sick of them. Anyways, I've digressed again. But if you want to watch that big game and you got people around, you can watch it on the big screen and turn his mug up to high, or it's like extra bright / normal. And you'll have absolutely no problem watching the game with this projector. But for all intents and purposes, let's turn this bad boy back down to 50%. And we can continue on, because there is some stuff I want to show you in the menu screen of this projector. So let's go into color modes. And this is where we get into more of that lifestyle projector type of like user friendliness, even though you got pro grade stuff. So we get in here, man. You got the dynamic, the vivid, the cinema. Cinema, all the things, bro. I be keeping my stuff on cinema all the time. Whether it's a projector or a TV, it's got to be on cinema. But if you really want to dig into it and dial your QB1000 in, you can get in it, man. You got brightness, contrast, color saturation, tint, sharpness, white balance, frame interpolation. You got the dynamic contrast, image enhancement, all kinds of stuff, like presets that you can actually set. And that's where we get into the remote, man. You got all kinds of controls here. You got HDMI, you got your source there, right? And then you got some stuff going, oh, clutch, light. So when you pick it up, it doesn't turn on the light, right? Because, you know, that could be annoying for some people. I happen to like that kind of feature, but I get why it's a toggle. It's a little button up here, the little light button. I really like having that there because once you press it, now you can see literally everything on the remote. But I want to round things off by talking about some of the content I watch, starting with streaming. Okay, I stream basically every platform, all the way from Netflix to Peacock. But the thing I want to talk about is Max, because I watched The Penguin. I watched a couple of episodes. And fantastic show. If you haven't delved into that, go ahead and do so. It's a fantastic show. But I chose that show because of the dark scenes. I wanted to see real contrast and dynamic range. And it does a fantastic job with pulling out the skin tones and the faces from those dark scenes in The Penguin and all the other colors that you can, that you can see, or you should be able to see within that show. It just does a phenomenal job at creating or recreating the cinema that was intended when they actually shot it. But then I decided to try to open up the true potential of the projector by popping in a 4K UHD. And I watched Transformers, the original one from Michael Bay. When was that? 2007, 8 maybe? I don't know. Either way, great experience and specular highlights all over the freaking place. This thing just performed. All right. I still had it at about 55% as far as the luminance level, but dude, I was getting everything. Dude, the motion, when you see the explosions, when you see they're robots. So you see a lot of shimmering coming off of them. You know what I mean? You're like, what is this? Anyways, the shimmerings, like Optimus Prime's chest, you got the windshield right here. You know what I'm saying? It was great just being able to see all that stuff on the big screen. I hadn't seen that movie in years, and I'm really glad I watched it on the QB1000 because it really gave me like this almost the same experience that I had when I went to go see it at the theaters, which is like, I don't do that no more because I got all this stuff at home. Either way, I'm gonna tell you this. If you're looking to upgrade or make a lateral move, like update your system, maybe for those of you who already have like a cinema projector, or if you're looking to upgrade from an actual lifestyle projector into something real, like a pro cinema, but you don't want to go like, in the double digit price range, this is it, man. This is a great one to pick up, man. The Epson QB1000, I wasn't sure what to expect when I actually first turned it on, but the experience has been nothing less than great. Either way, I got to get out of here, but y'all keep being good to each other, and I'll see you when I see you.